Alright, I had to. I don't even know if my mic's working or not now. Yo, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me and the music? I know I ask these things a lot, but like this time it actually was messed up. Good morning, good morning, good morning, VC. Good morning, King Carnage. Good morning, King Carnage again. Member for 28 months. That's fucking insanity. Let me get a screenshot of that. "28 months is kind of a long time, dude." Yo, yo, yo. Can I get some audio text in here? Can y'all hear me or nah? I guess if y'all couldn't hear me, I wouldn't even be able to say it or nah. Hello? Anybody? Anybody answer? There's no way. It's working good. Damn, is the delay that fucking bad? Oh, let me not show that. Hold up. That would have been bad. I was gonna say, I have it to where there's no captions, so the latency can be like as fast as humanly possible, because I know some people cannot stand the lag. What most people don't know too, like on X, the audio, the streaming, is actually delayed by a few seconds. So whenever people are like saying stuff, it's actually a little off. Most people don't know that. It saves X a lot of money though. And then on YouTube, you can sacrifice having captions, which I have no issues with. You can basically have no captions on your streams, and then but your streams will have the least amount of delay possible, and that's very inexpensive for YouTube. Whereas if they had to also add captions live and try to keep it to where there's not as much of a delay, it would be one, either your computer might crash or their servers might crash, one or the other. Sorry, I was typing. If you guys are also in Discord, I'm on there as well. This is for pretty much just members only on the Discord thing, though. So, yeah. If you have access, join it. Unless you really love this music I chose today, then you can stay. You just replied late on YouTube? Alright, bet. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was working or not, to be honest with you. I don't know how, but one of my cables was like, or wires was like unplugged, and I was like, that's weird. And then I like followed the wire back, and it went to my main mic that I use, and I was like, well, fuck. And then my computer had this thing. I don't know what my computer does at night when I'm asleep, but I swear someone like some little fairy's going into my computer, and it's like changing all the audio devices. Because I saw a device that's not even plugged in. I was like, huh? I did the whole villager thing. Oh. Made no sense. But it's okay, we're here now. And I chose a different music playlist. I'm trying to do my best at choosing a different one each time, because sometimes I just get lazy and I choose the same one over and over, but I know that can be boring. Make sure to share the stream link around, like the stream, and if you know anybody, share the stream to them. What's up, Spicy? I see you on Discord. I'm trying my best to check back and forth between the two. Right now, we're just seeing straight up bulls. If you guys checked in on... How many of you guys check in on my post from the Levels channel? Even if it's just for like a short-term confirmation or just to be like, okay, where's he bullish and bearish from? Which is pretty much what it's for. I'm not trying to sit there and trade for you. I like to update the charts every day, as well as the plan, just to kind of help anybody who might have a rough estimate on what the game plan is. I can show you the template. And again, I have to adjust it each and every day. But I am pretty much relying on the same two levels every day. Also, another cool thing that we can do today that we almost never get to do... Wait, what am I deleting? Oh, okay, never mind. Who gives a fuck? We'll fix that later. 2-day, 5 minute... Oh, no, whoops. The daily. I like to do it on the daily, but I know some people like to go down to the smaller time frame and do this. But what is something we can draw that it makes the chart super, super easy? And while y'all answer me that, I'm going to throw on the yesterday's halfway point and the yesterday's high / open. And then I think that's it. And then I'll add the thing y'all are going to tell me as well. So I'm kind of making it easy for you because I'm pretty much taking out all the other answers. I'm just going to grab the high. It's a little bit different than the open, but it's basically the same fucking thing. Alright, so we got the previous day halfway point marked and the yesterday high / open. And then the third thing we're going to add is whatever you guys answer for me. But what is something we can add? And if you're on Discord, you can type there. If you're on YouTube, you can type there. You check it every day. I'm happy to hear that, Spicy. I hope more people do, because it's genuinely like the easiest shit ever that I put in there. And I'm not trying to be like egotistical in a way like that where it's like, oh, I'm always right. No, no, no. It's just that like the templates that I'm posting are always right. It's not that I'm right. It's the templates. I have nothing to do with it. It's genuinely just me relaying out the levels to make it a little bit cleaner, because sometimes we add levels, we delete levels. It can get a bit messy. So it's always good to kind of remind ourselves, what are we even looking at, you know? Exactly, the fib. In this case, it's a gap up fib, but I know exactly what you're saying. But yes, you're correct, Spicy. Let me throw that on. Alright, so we're going to zoom in a little bit just to help ourselves here. And we can see the previous day's close is right here. We're going to go all the way up to today's open. And the only reason we're doing that is because, well, we gapped up. It's a nice little gap up move. And the whole point of this rule is to throw on that gap up fib. So now that we have that... Oh, wait, I like to zoom out just to kind of see where they're at. There you go. So, and it's kind of no shit right now because we're just green going straight up. But we're over the halfway point of the previous day. We're over this level. And the main two levels that give us direction are going to be that 50% of this day and the 50% of that gap up. So you almost could take your little rectangle tool, throw this on, and if we were to ever reject and come back down, this might be your buy the dip spot. You could short from here to here. You could watch for plays that hold from here and work back up to here. If we end up, like right now, just popping over, we can just look for plays over. And that's again why I kind of added that into my levels channel, because no one likes watching a straight up chart, but sometimes we just have to deal with that reality. Dude, why does my Discord keep going to like minuscule size? There we go. And you can see here the SPY levels for Monday that I posted the other night. We're looking over that halfway point. That's that 622.82 level. That's way down here now. You can see we're starting well above that. And then the only other level we were looking above wasn't even the previous day high, because we had so much room between these levels. And I was like, you know what? We could use this as a breakout and use these as targets. We're not even going to be able to do that. This is 624.97. That's this high right here. And look what the price action did in the pre-market right before open. So It's holding the only two levels that we said you should be bullish above this morning. The only thing that sucks is the timely manner that this is happening in right now, with the first 10 minutes just going straight up. It's not like you should be joining in on this right now unless you already are in a play from the other weekend, or from the other week, but I don't recommend it, you know? It's just not something we should be looking to aggressively push, right? It's the first few minutes of this week. You know, we don't need to ruin our week already. And also we can point out each time any of these dotted lines are touched, we can point out, well, that's our first target hit of the gap up. So, and that'll kind of help us with like the mood of things too, because think about this. If this went up and hit all three of these targeted levels, and maybe let's say you're looking to take a trade, are you going to still be looking at longs if we're already hitting this third one? No, probably not, because you understand that we've made it the distance that it should be making it, right? If it goes any farther, whoop-de-doo. You know, it's not like we're going to sit there and get mad that we didn't join a trade that's already up 3% on the day, you know, or up 1.5% on the day. Whereas if we're only near the first dotted line or still under it, like in this case, there's still plenty of opportunity to go up more. If anything, the momentum is still going up. There's nothing that's changed yet. So keep that in mind too, each time you see us not just move into the new highs, but also hitting these dotted lines, the extension targets, which are, again, just targets from our previous day close into our today's open, and that's just an extension of that using that tool. So it's very, very helpful for forward targets above these levels here. But also, I like to think about it like that too. It's like, well, we've only hit the first one. You know, it's not the craziest thing. You know, I would say this is an average thing that happens, right? Us going up to the 100%, probably a little less average, but you're definitely going to see this happen a lot more than us going up to all three of them. You know what I mean? Because this is a lot of movement. So think about that too while you're moving through your dotted line targets on gap up or gap down fibs. Make it easy for yourself. Also remind yourself, where was the previous day close? 621.70s. We're opening at 625.60s. So we're already up a pretty good amount this morning. Yes, that isn't reflected because we're only up 0.89%. You know, you look at that and you're like, oh my god, that's not even that much. Actually, that's a lot. That's a lot when we're talking about a $620 stock. Or, sorry. It's not a stock. That's an ETF. But you know what I meant. Good morning, John. Good to see you. Make sure to drop a like on the stream, guys. Share the stream link around. If you guys are in Discord or YouTube, definitely share that stream link around. It helps out a lot. Whether it's to someone that's already in the community or not in the community, I don't really care. But yeah, let everyone know. King Carnage was flexing his 28 months on us earlier. Another green candle. Did that make sense though, what I was talking about with the fib extension targets? Does that make sense? Anybody who is paying attention to that? If we have any other questions, feel free to ask. This is a good stream to ask questions while we watch SPY completely destroy this chart. We can also move on and see what else is happening across the market. I always like to check in on the small caps because I feel like they're just so neglected. And charts that get neglected tend to move a lot. So I would definitely pay attention to this one. Whether it's today or tomorrow or during the week, it doesn't matter. But I would definitely keep this one on watch. You can see they're not taking part in this fun. They are up, but they are not killing it. So I definitely watch these 217 levels here right here for any more movement up. SPX chart looking pretty clean, not gonna lie. You could even cheat this too and add the 50% of that. Then you could add the 50% of this. And yeah. Give yourself a lot of extra key levels there. Apple seems to be doing pretty well. Let's see what stocks are and are not taking part in this. And to what extent. Some, you know, just because it's up doesn't mean it's up as much as the rest. Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple are all doing basically the same thing. Amazon looks like a complete mirroring movement here. It's doing the opposite. It's going down. Let's see. In reference to, give yourself context. Where are they? Going down. Okay, where? It looks like they are under the halfway point of previous day, but they're not at the previous day low yet. Meta is doing pretty good. Bank is down. Gogo's killing it. Tesla's struggling. Actually, I feel like I'm not that surprised by that. I say struggling like they aren't up 1.7% or 1.6% right there, but y'all know what I mean. They're struggling against that resistance. It does look like it wants to retest back down just like it did Friday. I'd keep an eye on that. I'm going to repost that for the premium guys. JPM is not struggling like Brick B was, which is a good sign for banks. And we're getting towards some of the not as important names, but these are some of the top weights of SPY, so it's good to go through these, get a good visual in your head of where everything's at most likely. Because let's say we're looking at these last 20 stocks, and we're like, all right, how many of these were up and down? You just take that, just that alone. You know, that's a pretty good sign. Most of SPY is green. And you could see that through the list, of course, but it's good to go check them and see to what extent. You know, I hate when people are like, yeah, but Apple's up 1.5%. It's like, yeah, but we're not even above the previous day halfway point, dude. You know, it's like we haven't really taken anything. You know, this is a good start, I'm not going to lie, but it's not like they did anything that crazy yet. They haven't really retaken anything that we see as super significant. You know, whereas you look at SPY as a whole, they're starting above a lot of these important levels, but we haven't retested shit or held shit yet. So, as awesome as this is to see just go up, we haven't seen any retests yet for new plays. But the trend is bullish. There's been nothing that has said, yes, we should go down now. Since the beginning of this morning, since like 2 in the morning, you could say that. We've been above the 50%. Here we are later on. We're above the previous day open / highs. We're above pre-market highs. I mean, there is no reason to be bearish right here. But I could definitely see why somebody would be a little timid to enter just because of just open range breakout. That's all it's been this morning. I like to speak to both sides, and if you are kicking this chart's ass, I fucking love you, but you don't need to be going crazy. It's 17 minutes into the first day of the week. But I also wanted to add that there isn't any reason to see, oh, we should be struggling here, we should be falling. No, I haven't seen that yet. There's like one entire stock in the top 20 of SPY that is like actually truly red. And that's it. You know, that alone already speaks to us. What does SPY say to us when we just write out the levels it has control of? So it's a lot of bullish confirmations this morning. And I think that's why you are getting that just open range move. Good morning, good morning. Good to see you. Where's everybody at, dude? Is it because it's Monday? On YouTube and Discord, dude. It's quiet. I mean, I don't blame anybody if we're sleeping in on a Monday. I really don't. Or if everybody's just feeling crazy because it's the beginning of a new week and they're having to get everything ready and go to work and all this bullshit, so. Makes sense. He said, you don't want to know where I'm at, but I'm looking at charts. Also, guys, do not accept DMs from anybody in chat. I really wish you guys would turn on that setting. I've only set it 116 times. But you can make it to where the only people who can message you are from the server. And then on top of that, you can make it to where only people that can DM you are your friends. They have to already have you added. So you can have like a double layered wall of screw you, I have to know you before you can DM me. So if you guys don't have both of those settings on in Discord, you are tripping. You were sleeping in? That's honestly, I can't blame anyone for sleeping in. I typed it, but I really can't blame anyone for sleeping in. I've always thought that's like the chillest excuse. It's like the most honest excuse of like, yeah, I just wasn't here, dude. I needed the rest. Mondays are chaotic. Plus, if you slept in on a Monday, you probably needed it. Ryaku is on the golf course. This man is just living like a king. Ryaku's already buzzed. It's only like 8:51 where I'm at. Good morning, Joyful. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning to you. Sorry guys, we did a lot of yapping already. I'm just reading some stuff in the chat and YouTube and just seeing where everyone's at. But we did a lot of yapping and we just pretty much covered what levels we were over. I recharted it live in the stream, so if you want to go back, you can. But all we added was the previous day high, previous day halfway point, and then we added the gap fib, which is previous day close up to today's open. Which that sounds like a lot when I say it like that, actually, but it's really not shit. We all know this. And then we just highlighted the 50% together, because you guys know I love to do that for the visual aid. And we covered a little bit of the methodology, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not trying to sound smart. But we just covered the techniques that you use for these dotted lines. They're just forward targets of that gap fib. Kind of just talked about how you should think about them, you know, when you're above the first one, the second, or the third, maybe. Where your mindset should be. Because I swear I see so many people ask me about that, too, in the chat or in DMs or one-on-ones. And they're like, yeah, dude, we're above the third fib extension, and I'm still trying to grab calls. It's like, oh, hold up. Let's think about this for a second. A lot of those days we're up like 2% almost, and it's like, okay, maybe you don't need to be looking for more. Damn, bro, everybody's living life right now. I said, where's everybody at in the Discord? And one guy's golfing, one guy's hunting. We don't really know where Linwood's at, but he said we didn't want to know. Like, what the hell? Oh, he's shooting targets. That looks fun as hell, I'm not even gonna lie. I think I've only shot like a bow twice in my life, but that looks fun. He looks like he's at an actual place. That looks really professional. Like the lanes and stuff. That's really nice. We're still just going up, guys. Nothing new here. And then the other chart I did like, that a lot of people just like to watch with me in the premium part of chat when we update, is Tesla. Tesla's really fun to watch, and we haven't really moved the levels in a while, I'll be honest. I kind of just left them there, and they've been working really, really, really well, as you can tell, past few days. I can go back more, maybe. But they've just been reacting, like, back here's where I started it. They've just been reacting very well to everything we've charted on here. Where they're falling to, where they're going up to reject. where they open the next day. It hasn't really given us any fight. So I'm just leaving the levels as they are. And it looks like today we are getting a rejection so far. But if the market keeps moving up the way it is and we get over this, there's a good chance that the Tesla chart pops off towards this area today as well. So keep that in mind if anybody wants an extra play. But it is struggling right now under this, and that is trying to tell us that it wants to go towards the lower part of pre-market, maybe even previous day close, maybe even the halfway point of previous day. I would keep that in mind, which I did mark 2 of those levels, so, or 3 of them, I guess. But they're just very easy to see. PML's right there, previous day close is right here, and then if you want to add your halfway point, it is actually in between pre-market low and previous day close. That's funny. So yeah, basically we're just saying there's a lot of levels right here. So if it goes down, that's where it's going. If it gets above this, that's where it's most likely going. It's pretty simple game plan. Nice that we have all those areas lined up the way they are right now. Where am I going? I'm not going to JPM. What are we doing? Get off that chart immediately. Alright, let's go back to SPY. Let's just see what's going on. You know, we're literally just kicking this chart's ass. I mean, I say we. SPY is kicking this chart's ass. Nice. It looks like Sandler swung some calls from last week. I didn't read the chat. But it sounds like he did great on that. He said over 100% gains on 2 different platforms. Mine's a Martin Cougar Magnum. My first was PSE Mach Flight 4. What the fuck? This is a bow? Does anybody have any questions or anything? I do recommend going back on the stream and rewatching us covering the recharted SPY chart for just a few minutes. And the part of the conversation where we covered the fib extension targets, those dotted lines. I would definitely check that part out in the stream. That really wasn't that far back, and SPY's not doing anything, you know, super unique right now. So I would definitely go check that out if you're not trading actively right now. And then you can come back and hopefully there's something there. But right now we're just moving up, bullish confirmations after bullish confirmations. Just moving up, moving up, moving up. And yeah, we didn't have any like super bad news come out over the weekend or anything. If you guys check the updates channel from Discord, there's not a lot of crazy ass news this week either. So should be a pretty kick-ass week, not gonna lie. Here's the news for the week. So today, pretty much nothing. Tomorrow we get the PMI news. Again, not that important. Crude oil Wednesday, jobless claims Thursday, and yeah, that's literally it. There's nothing. There's more earnings than there is in, you know, super impactful news this week. Also, it's really fun to check this site because right here they always put the easiest thing to read right there. It's the same thing with briefing.com too. There's always like a section that's like summarized and is in English. You know, sometimes you read some of this stuff on the left, you're like, I know what I'm talking about, but you don't. Trust me, I don't either. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I know every piece of news on this left side. Like, I could probably explain 40% of this. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I know everything. Oh god, I just had PTSD reading Jackson Hole. I forgot that's in August. Yeah, this is gonna have a lot of volatility in it. This should have a lot of volatility in it, unless nothing goes wrong. That'd be cool. We just keep going up. We'll see though. And then the news this week for earnings. It's always fun to check earningshub.com, earnings calendar. And I always set it to where it's over 100 billion, because if you don't, you end up getting, here, I'll just show you. You end up getting that many companies, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not reading all that. So I like to put it on 100 billion, because it at least keeps it at the most important companies. And it's not like a billion logos right in front of you. But Yeah. And then briefing. I should be checking this just here and there. You don't need to check it yet. I always tell people to check this like a little bit like more like towards lunchtime, maybe like 10 or 11. Central Standard Time. Eastern, I do like 11 or 12. But right here, like, let's say you're looking for news to read. Come on. Come on with this pop-up. Oh, it didn't even pop up anymore. Like, right here, you can see how there's, like, all this shit to read, right? But if you just go right here to where it says in corporate news, or you go straight to the, like, just the paragraphs that are summarized, it's a lot easier to read. So, don't read literally every word on the screen, but yeah. Guys, drop a like on the YouTube stream if you're joining in. We got almost 20 people in here again. Drop a like on that stream. I don't know what I'm saying now. And we'll see if we get some more people in here later. So far, though, just bullish confirmations all morning long. It started around 2 in the morning. We got above the previous day and the gap up fibs halfway point, which you don't know about that level till we open, but it's good to point that out now. This morning, right before the open, we got up into the highs of the previous day, and now we're over all of that. We're over pre-market high. So we're over like the 3 main core levels that tell us we're going up. Mostly all before open. That's the even scarier part. So the question is, how far along up are we going to go? We've already pushed through 1 fib extension target of this gap up. We've almost made it to the second. So, I mean, we really only have a little bit more room above us for bulls. And if we go any further than that, yes, that is awesome. It's amazing. We're definitely not complaining, but we're definitely not going to sit here and be like, yes, let's realistically take longs on just a straight up chart. Like, no. Like I said, if you're not already in a trade from last week, you shouldn't really be beating yourself up about not taking part in some of this. Let's be realistic here. Andrew, what's up, dude? Goon Squad. I saw you type in the Discord and I got excited. It's like, damn, dude. Canadian holiday, but you still have work. What the fuck? Good morning, Carter. What a scam. What's the holiday? How you been though, Andrew? How's the Pokemon stuff, dude? I really wanna catch another Pokemon stream. That was fun. It's called a civic holiday. I can't really talk shit. We have holidays that don't make sense either, so. Let me type this in there. I gotta see. Yeah, there you go. August 4th, civic holiday. A public holiday in Canada celebrated on the first Monday in August. Though the first Monday of August is celebrated in most of Canada as a public holiday, it is only officially known as civic holiday in, I'm not reading that, in the Northwestern Territories. Where is it? Territorial? Holy fuck, that's a lot. That's pretty chill. It's not special or anything. I'm done with the Pokemon thing. You're just shelling it as you go. Bro, do you have a, what's my favorite Pokemon again? Torterra. Do you got a Torterra? I will literally murder for a Torterra. Just kidding, YouTube. I was just kidding. We're not actually going to do that. I would never even bother. I heard murder actually takes a lot of energy out of you. Son of a... Damn. You should do one last stream for your, like, own stuff. You should just sell your own stuff on your stream. I would buy something. You did get a sick card recently. What was it? Just us casually talking about Pokemon while Spy's up. 1.20%. They're near the second target, though, guys. So, to be honest, you should be just kind of chilled out right now. Cynthia Garchomp. No way. SIR from Justin Rome. Bro, this card is insane. I knew it was going to be pretty tough. That is pretty tough, though. Of course it's Cynthia. Bro, that's tough. Tough. That is so tough. Damn. That's pretty dope. You're like, alright, cracks knuckles. I'm done. What made you stop though? Are you just too busy with work or life, or were you making good enough? You're like, all right, I'm done now. Guys, Tesla. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. This might be your play since we missed out on Spy. You guys were in premium. I've been posting this all morning. Carter said 629.20 is the overnight 50% gap we didn't see last week. 629.57 is the weekly OB. Oh, look at him. He's so fucking smart. He left one of them marked, or he left them both marked. Dude, fire update by Carter in the trade floor. It's crazy too, because like I glaze y'all for these kinds of updates, and we're sitting here like it's super complex. It's not even that complex, you know. I think that's my favorite part of our whole strategy. It's like nothing is that complex, right? It's maybe complex in the beginning because we don't really understand a damn thing, but I mean that's like duh. Come on now. But like him typing the 50% of the overnight gap we didn't fill last week, the weekly outside bar 50%, like just hearing that, I was instantly able to just visualize it. It's crazy. Like that is a super clean, simple, super efficient call out by him. And it's crazy because it's not like he's like, yeah guys, I'm getting in this at 0.65. Like we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like if you can't pick your own contracts out, you need to just study that. You need to learn that. That's not something you're gonna be sit and chat and be like, all right, let's wait till somebody types it all out for me. In stream, you will hear me talk about that, but not everyone's gonna do that. They don't need to. It's not efficient either, if you think about it. What's efficient? What is the most efficient though? All of us looking at, even if it's not the same exact thing, you have an understanding of what each one's looking at, and then you're like, all right, I'll take that into my plan. I'll take that into account. And it's like, all right, well, I'm above that. Let me see what looks good here, and let me get into it. Let me risk that, you know, and then set those conditions for yourself. Well, if this goes wrong, I'm going to do this here, and if it keeps going up to this point, I'm going to take profit there, or skim some off, something like that, you know? Like, that's efficient. That's efficient communication right there. Not, well, what contract did you grab? Oh, what price did you get? Are you in? Are you still in? You know, that kind of conversation is just tedious, stupid, and you're putting pressure on the other side of the conversation you're not even thinking about. That's another thing, too, is, like, that no one will talk about. Let's say you and your friend are, like, updating each other. As soon as one of you put pressure on the other one's going to start acting weird. Because you're putting pressure on them. And it went from, let's trade together to, oh, I'm trading for you. Okay, my bad. Like, fuck that. Nobody wants to do that. No one wants to feel that way. Learn what the important levels are. Go over them. And then you'll be ready for the market to move. If you're doing all this on the fly, you know, it's not going to be as great, but it's not the end of the world. But it is better to have it done beforehand so you don't do this, like, you know, review Andy crap with yourself where you're like, well, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have done this. You know, unrealistic things. That's not going to help you. Busy with life, wedding planning, and oh, that's right, you're getting married. I forget about that. All you pups growing up. You're getting married. Leland's getting married. Sinful's gonna be getting married fucking a year or two from now, for all we know. All the homies are just getting married.
But good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing so far? We got my homies, Spicy Pepper and Joyful, in the Discord voice chat. I got all you nerds on YouTube looking at both. You guys anything to add or to question even? Maybe it's a question. Throw it out there. I always have people ask me for one-on-ones, but I'm like, dude, I literally stream publicly. That is the time. Cause I'll literally go over whatever. Well, not whatever. It has to, be around what we actually cover. I'm not gonna go over fucking Bollinger bands or whatever. Keltner channels. I'm not gonna go over that stuff because I don't know it. I don't. Maybe back in the day I did, but now I don't. Definitely do not know. Yep. Good morning. The music is hard AF. Here, let me leave a like on it then. It has 97.6% thumbs up rating, so that's pretty damn good. The top comment is so giddy, though. It says, it's really cool to have a community of YouTubers commenting and listening to the same thing. Blood, who wants to tell him? Me, ooh, a great song I can use. Realizes it's the 8-second intro. Never mind. By the way, this is a really old non-copyright playlist. It has 3.4 million views. I was like, what is this? And it's from 2020. And I think it was re-uploaded from 2019 because one of the comments says, I hope everyone is having a good 2019. And there's one above it that says, I hope everyone's having a good 2021. It's like, oh God. They don't know about the stock market yet. It's a catchy song on my video. Also, me spends the whole time listening to the song instead of editing. Dead ass. That is actually how that goes. Hello, random stranger. Also screen recording. Have a nice day. Jesus. I guess people use this for, like, recording videos as well. I'm seeing nothing but glazing in the comments. I'm not gonna lie. I never see this. I just have it on loop as well. It's only 58 minutes. But every comment and everything about it looked good. So I was like, alright. We'll throw that on. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe that's the trick. I need to quit looking for non-copyright videos from like the last year or two. I need to be going further in the past. 2021, 2019, 2020. Maybe that's maybe that's the key for good non-copyright music for background. How was everyone's weekend, though? Anybody do anything cool? Anybody gonna pre-order Battlefield 6? Anyone watch any cool movies or shows that came out? Anything cool? Maybe something not cool. Maybe you just rested all weekend. That's also kind of cool, though. Definitely can't complain about that. Also, I'm pretty sure I broke my own record for waking up in the middle of the night. Maybe like 3-4 times, here and there. But I swear last night I think I woke up like 20 plus times. And I fell back asleep every time. I think my body was like just ready to get up. Rewatching Breaking Bad, dude. Oh my god, I'm jealous. You know what you gotta do after that? VC, when you finish Breaking Bad, you gotta roll into El Camino, the movie. You gotta roll into that when you finish the show. I'm not joking, that is like the greatest like mix of a show to a movie I've ever seen from one, you know, brand or whatever. Breaking Bad is so good. Went fishing and caught fish. Maddie's like, yeah, I'm pretty easy. That sounds fun though. Was it? I'm assuming it's freshwater. Will do. Have you seen that before, VC? The El Camino movie? I'm assuming you have, but that shit was so good, bro. You haven't seen it? Oh, dude, I'm jealous of you then. It's a Breaking Bad movie. It's the continuation of what happens after that, but it's like there's no time skip. It's like literally right after the show ends, maybe like a month later. So there's no like weird skip or anything, and it's so freaking good. I won't say anything more because I don't even want to spoil anything. So good, bro. If there's a Breaking Bad fan in here that hasn't seen that, you need to go see it. El Camino. My mom hadn't seen it either, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was freaking out. I was like, how? If you guys ever have a chart request or anything, feel free to throw it out. I'm just kind of chilling, just because we haven't really seen anything new. We know that SPY is going up. We know that it should go up to at least that second fib extension, which it's already at. The only other one I'm looking at right now is Tesla, but it's been getting weaker and weaker ever since it got up here, so less enticing than it was, but still a nice looking breakout so far that could potentially get a hold and move up again. But if it also could have this thing where it just has bad timing, and I think a lot of you guys need to start learning that too, is just good timings and bad timings. It sounds weird. I feel like I'm talking about like a video game or something. But like, let's zoom in here. So you can see SPY is well above its pre-market high. It's well above here. You know, it might be at a part of the chart where it could just like chill out now. Yeah, maybe it goes up a little bit more, but it does eventually just tap out around here and then slow down. Not even like a big fall or anything, just slowing down. That could be really bad timing for a chart that's like Tesla, right? A chart that looks like it's trying to finally get its hold and break higher, right? But if that bad timing comes in and momentum breaks off, well, that kind of ruins the setup here for Tesla a little bit too. So you got to have that in the back of your mind too. The timing. Is the timing going to be good for that kind of chart? Because you can see Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, they all took part in that move up. So Tesla, not as enticing. It's just kind of nice to find something else that hasn't really done anything super special this morning. Besides retaking most of its pre-market. That was pretty special in my opinion. And again, just reminding myself to put that third fib extension at the top of my screen so I remember where my ceiling for the day is most likely. And if it goes anything past that, it's not like we're going to sit here and complain. But it's just to remind ourselves what's realistic versus what's not. How's everybody in the stream doing so far, though? I know I got everybody on YouTube and a couple people in the Discord. But how's everybody doing? If you guys have any questions or anything, throw it out there. I don't think most of you will, because it's some relatively easy updates today. It's not like anything's that hard to look at. It's just kind of like, kind of sucks it went on that quick. You guys know how I feel about the first 10 minutes breaking out. But again, just to remind ourselves, it is really awesome to see the levels working out that well, though. And anybody who might have been part of those swings from last Friday with Sand Dollar, you're sitting pretty and you're happy about that, and you're just chilling now. Which I was not here Friday, so I didn't see that. Apparently he's also up a pretty good amount on Oklo swings, again. I'm just happy to see him winning. I was reading his Discords and the messages. Definitely drop a like on the YouTube stream. Helps out a ton. Share the stream link around if you know anybody or just whatever. And like I said, if you have any questions or updates, feel free to throw them out. So far, just straight up bullish confirmations all morning. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I was playing with my puppy. She was bored. Sup, YouTube? What's up, Adam? How you doing? Yo, yo, yo. I haven't done the yo, yo, yo in a while, have I? If I have, I haven't even noticed, but I don't think I have. I think I got it out of my system. Yo, yo, yo. Oh, God, it's back. Good to see you, though, man. What's up, Oust? Oh, you guys are on Discord. My bad. Yo, yo, yo. This motherfucker Don doing the trade floor. I said fire plus sand equals glass because I said sand dollars on fire. And then he said Minecraft taught you well. That's funny. Yo. This guy in off-topic chat just feels like a scammer. By the way, we're pretty much hitting the second fib target, guys, which again, you draw that by going from your... I'll just do it again. Because it's super easy, and it's honestly one of the most effective things I've ever learned from someone within my own community. Which, I think that's why I really like using it, too, because it's like, you know, one of my guys found it, it's super effective, and it works, and blah, blah, blah. I just like supporting it, because it's genuinely super easy to do, any numbnuts can do it. And it actually is crazy that it works this well. I genuinely am still impressed to this day. I don't think any amount of time can go by where I won't be impressed by how easy this is. And it's funny because it utilizes levels you and me already use. So it's not like we're grabbing anything new. We're just looking at it a different way, if anything. So, and again, I always love to shout out Leland for that because he is the person who pretty much engineered this. He did pretty much. He did. Wait, what, Adam? I don't even know what that is. What is a Quest 3? I need to figure out how to link to my Mac for infinite charts. I don't even know what that is. Quest 3. Oh, the VR goggles, the ones that are actually pretty good. I heard the latest Apple ones and then the latest Meta, which that's what Quest is. I heard those are the actually only two good VR headsets right now. I've heard these from pretty good sources. I think we finally peaked into decent VR technology. Anyone who bought first headsets of anything, you know, maybe you were just doing it for fun, but it's definitely a waste of money. The technology just was not there. But now, there's a lot of good technology for VR headsets, which is kind of wild, because that was only a year or two ago, maybe I think 2 years ago, where that hype started building up again. Meta VR. Last night you had like 5 screens on TradingView. It's way better than... Damn! Yeah, I heard that from pretty good sources too. So it's good to hear you say that too. I've heard nothing but great things about the latest VRs from Apple and Meta. It's way better than I originally thought. I lowballed some guy on the OfferUp. Oh. So you can actually physically chart with that thing on your head. I gotta get a video of you doing that or something, like, for me to look at. If you want to send it in chat, you can, but I would love to see, like, a video of that or, like, see what you... That is so fucking cool. Imagine streaming on one of those things. Like, you have all your charts in front of you and you're streaming to YouTube from that. That would be nuts. I would literally feel like I'm in the future if that was a thing. You have it on now? Oh, that is so dope. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even into the VR hype, but I've heard the latest ones are good. And then this sounds crazy cool. Having like a bunch of charts. I just picture charts like floating around you, and there's like a space, like you're in the middle of space, and there's just charts everywhere. Like, can you mess with backgrounds of your like environment, or is that a thing? YouTube looks like a theater. Oh, that is so fucking awesome. I've never had one, but I've heard nothing but great things about the latest ones. That'd be fun. How much is a Quest 3? Wow, okay. This is actually a lot better than I thought this was going to be. Not joking, when I pulled this up, I really thought this was going to be like 800, 1200. I think it's 500 for the 512 gigabyte. Which, again, that is still a lot of money, but in the terms of VR headset technology, that's actually really, really, really good. Man. This website's really well made, too. Meta did really good with this. I'm normally like one of the biggest meta haters out there, but this is actually really good. 512 is like 500, get one. I'll think about it. I'll be honest with you, I'm hyped for Battlefield 6 more than anything, but the VR headset's pretty cool. I think another thing that people are waiting for, though, not just the headset, it's the full body experience. Because, and I'm not trying to get weird, but there's movies like Ready Player One, for instance. Like, going out, there's this VR world, and like there's sensitivity around your body to some extent. You know, if you get shot, you probably feel it, but not to the extent where it's like, oh, I got shot by a bullet. No, I mean, you probably just feel a little bit of a sting. But like, that would be cool as fuck to have, like, in the future, like a full, I'm not saying like a full suit, but just something to do that. You know, that would be cool. Like, think about that. You're going on a roller coaster game, or you're playing a paintball game. You know, like, it would be cool to feel some of that. If we get to that point, I think that's where society starts going wild. When you get the full body experience VR headset shit. I think that's when society changes. Yeah, oh yeah, I was just about to ask you about that. How are the FPS games? I bet that's insane. Even with just the headset, like, that's got to be pretty insane. Yeah, VR's wild, man. Honestly. Well, that's cool to hear. That it's actually, like, pretty decent. How much was that first one that came out from, like, Apple? I could have... Wasn't it, like, $1,000 or something? Like, it was a crazy price for one of those first VR headsets. And it wasn't even that good. Imagine paying that much and then that product already gets, like, re-destroyed by new VR headsets within a year or two. That would suck. That's a lot of money. Did anyone have time to read the off-topic channel yet? I'm genuinely curious for second opinions on this. The only reason I'm sketched is because of the way he types. And that he's so new that he was just into the chat yesterday. And his first thing he wanted was to get into contact with someone through DMs. Which is really weird. He said, alright, I am a video editor and I would like to know if there are any openings. I would want to apply for the post of a video editor in your server. Like, that kind of throws me off too, because it's like, we don't really post videos in the server. They're just from my YouTube. It's like, oh, this guy's on something else, so this just feels like a scam. I think I'm just going to ban him. I think I'm just going to get it out of the way. But that's like a lot of weird inconsistencies. By the way, Don, you just said this in the chat as well. Carter already alluded to it. I think someone else already said it as well. But just kind of joking about, does it want to fill the gap fill or what? And if anybody's mentioning that and you don't know what they're meaning, they're probably talking about the one from the gap down. I only have it charted from the gap up here, from the close to the open here. By the way, crazy looking chart right here. But a lot of people are also going to have this mark from your close to your open of this. And you can see here, we're actually fighting that 50%. And this is actually what Carter alluded to earlier. Where is it? 629.19. Yeah, 19. Which I'm just going to add this, because having all this extra junk isn't going to help me. But this is what a lot of people are mentioning, is the gap down from there. So, If you don't know what people are meaning, that's what they're meaning. You could even add the gap fill there at the close of that day, 6:32:08. And you can see it actually kind of lines up with a lot of our dotted lines. I feel like I'm looking at the Tesla chart right now. So you can see we're not just battling fib extensions. There are other levels that are being mentioned and updated by a lot of the people in the chat already. So very cool. Which, in my opinion, you should just be highlighting these together. Like, these two should be together and these two should be together. Because they're very, very close. And it just helps you with a visual aid. And if you don't really need that, then you don't need to do it. But I find that to be very helpful. I think it helps remind yourself of like, alright, hold up. We're still in the resistance. Still on the support, you know, or whatever you're looking at. Do you have any questions or updates in the stream? Is everybody good in the stream so far? I'm just making sure everyone's good. Just doing a vibe check. I'm gonna check Tesla real quick. Oh, she did fail. Yeah, it felt like she was gonna fail whenever we had this candle and then a red open happened. It just felt felt messy. Also, perfect example here of bad timing. We talked about that earlier. Just bad timing. You know, SPY's finally getting into that second resistance of that fib extension from the overnight gap up. And Tesla is just now getting to a part of the chart where it's like, all right, I'm gonna try to hold and bounce, and then it doesn't. I genuinely believe it's just bad timing. You could sit there and be like, well, market makers this, market makers that. Yeah, no shit. They're always going to be looking to take advantage of a move. This probably being at the top of their list because of timing. But that's just insane looking. It's crazy how, like, I went from, oh, this could be a bullish setup to that so quickly. And you could actually find good reasoning for it. Oh, if you guys are in the Lifetime group, Username has been doing a really good job of posting like really nice breakdowns of different tickers. He just reposted Delta Airlines and Intel. So if anybody has access to that area of the chat, definitely go peep those. I'm going to reread those before close today. Dum 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 dum. There's a part of me that's like, damn, I wish that didn't fall. And there's a part of me that's like, damn, that's really cool that we called that out. Not to this extent. I wouldn't have said, watch for it to make a fresh low in a minute. Like, definitely did not. But it's nice to be right on things that you're not even taking action on. Because it shows that your system works, your way of thinking works, your theory works on certain things. And that's really what you need to be instilling confidence into. It's not, I can get green trade. I can make trade go up. No, it's more or less, you need to be focused on the methods of things, you know. If this happens, I'm going to do that. If that happens, I'm going to do this. And then backtesting it. How many times did that work? How many times did it not work out of the many times that you tested it? You know, generally try to find a probability on things. We're not all mathematicians here, but you don't have to be to figure that out. You just can't win regardless. Christopher Park. What were you trading, Christopher? I wasn't laughing at you. I'm genuinely just laughing at the timing of that message. I just can't win regardless. What were you looking at? SPY? If you want to share, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you're kind of just mad right now and then later you want to share, you can. Totally cool with that. Or another day you want to share. But if you want to show me what you did, that'd be cool. Just so I can get into your head and figure out what were you doing or what were you thinking. And maybe we can go over some stuff. Maybe you could go back to the beginning of my stream, just catch some very basic updates on direction. But whatever you want to do, I'm down. Would just like a win. I shorted after the open. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that, because it's really hard to actually come out and be like, yo, this is what I fucked up on. Like, it's, you know, and feel like you're about to get bullied or anything. But you're not going to get bullied here. But I do appreciate you sharing that, because I know it's not easy. But if you want to, check out the beginning of the stream. There's a lot of really awesome, just basic updates. If you want to go over it now together, we can. But I always like to give people that option, because sometimes people are assholes and are like, well, of course you say that now. It's already happened. But these are things I've covered all morning. So it's not like I'm, you know, saying something new. So whatever you want to do, we can. If you want to go back to the stream, check out what we covered. Mainly the thing I want you to check out are the main levels of confidence. Where are our most important levels at? And here, I'll remove a lot of the extra ones that we added. But the big thing is, here, you know, fuck it. Let's just start over. You want to start over? We'll just start over. I'd like to give people that chance, though, because I hate when people are like, well, of course you're saying that now. It already happened. Like, yeah, but we also covered this hours ago. And almost hours ago now. So, let's just do it live together. Sorry, I was getting a sip of water. So I'm going to clear the chart. We'll just start over. So, yesterday or Friday. I say yesterday because that's just how it looks on the chart. But Friday, as we both know it. There was only 2 levels that we kept on the chart, or that we added this morning to kind of give ourselves an easier chance of understanding direction. Because that's really all we're looking for first. And then we can bite down on those, that micromanagement. You know, oh, this is where I'm bullish and bearish from. Awesome. And then you see something bullish or bearish pop up, and then you take action. Basically, that's how this works. So the only thing we added from Friday, or yesterday as I like to say, the high. And it's mainly because we like to grab the open. But that's basically the same level, so we're just going to add the high. And then the other cool thing, and you're going to love using this tool after I show you it, but this little symbol here, you're going to want to click that, Fibonacci retracement. And we're going to go from the high to the low. And this looks like I'm doing some fancy shit, but I'm really not. I'm really just going from the high to the low, and we're adding this 50% level, which is 622.82. So we're going to add that, edit that, delete that, edit it. 622.82. Okay. Then we're going to delete that fib because we don't need it. We just need that level. And what this tells us, essentially, is if we're above this, we're a little bit more bullish than we are bearish. If we're below this, we're a little bit more bearish than we are bullish. And that's just how that works. Same thing with this level here. Same thing with what I'm about to show you next. So to the next thing, and this is probably the greatest thing in our whole strategy or in our playbook, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We really don't have, we just don't care. But go from your previous day close, or in our case, our Friday close, to our today's open. Why are we grabbing that? Why are we grabbing that? Why in God's green earth am I grabbing that? Because we can go to the daily to see a little bit easier of a picture here. So you see how we went from, here's the open of this day. Let me start from here. We'll do 2 days. Here's the open of that day. Here's the close of that day, right? Here's the open of this day. Here's the close of this day. But where's the open of this day? Way the F up here. So that means from here to here, we gapped up, right? And from here to here, we gapped down. So there's actually 2 pretty significant gaps. And I'll show you something a little bit extra at the end here, but I just wanted to make sure we all understand that. Because it can be a little bit to kind of watch when things are moving like this, when your adrenaline's going. You know, it's definitely easy to forget some easy shit. So all we're going to do is go from this day's close, and we're going to mark that gap up from here to here. That's all we're doing. So I'm going to go to the smaller time frames to do that. But I just wanted to show you from the daily what that looks like and why we're doing what we're doing. So we're going to go from the previous day close to today's open. We're going to mark. Well, actually, we don't have to mark anything. We can just leave it. But the big important thing, and this is what was highlighted earlier. Sorry, I'm trying to make it easier to look at. The 50% of this day, so that level that we added earlier, from the high to the low of this day, this level here, and then the 50%, which is the same exact thing as this level. It's just of a different thing, right? This was of a day, this was of a gap up, right? So that's all we needed. And so essentially what this whole area is telling us is if we're above it, we're more bullish than bearish. If we're below it, we're more bearish than bullish, right? What do the other ones tell us? Well, these dotted lines here, and this is why I said you can go back in the stream and check this out as well, or we can just go over it again because we've done both now. These 3 levels here, this dotted line, oops, and this dotted line, are just targets. They are nothing else. Just targets. They are targets of the gap up. So from here to here, as long as we're above this, these are what we should be aiming for. So if we've pushed through one, made it to the second, should I still be actively looking for longs right here, right now? No, probably not. I should probably just sit on my hands and wait, because the move has happened, right? And if it does go up more, whoop-de-doo, maybe we catch a minuscule trade right here, maybe we don't. But that's not really the conversation here. And then the cool thing I wanted to show you, the extra thing, I say advanced, but it's really not, is the same thing, right? We're just going to do the same thing we did from here to here, but from here to here. And we're not going to add everything, right? I'm not going to keep every single level that I'm throwing up, right? We're just going to throw up that 50% because we've slowly learned that this 50% has magic. It is literally magic. So we're going to delete that fib now, so we don't have all that extra junk on there. And now you can see, okay, there's actually multiple things telling us that we're at a pretty nice resistance now. We've made it a pretty good distance from this open. So when you said you were trying to short at the open, I instantly was like, okay, I think I could understand why, but I wanted to show you why you shouldn't have been, just based on things you could have drawn on your own. I don't like to sit here and go over things that aren't that realistic, because it's just not fun. And who the fuck wants to be, you know, that review Andy that's always afterwards going, well, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have done this, I could have done that. It's like, yeah, you could have been born perfect and born with a golden arm and born with trillions of dollars in your bank account. You know, all these unrealistic things. Yeah, I could have learned to fly, you know. It's just no point in going over it because it's not going to help you. Because it's not realistic. So I like to go over realistic things when I review things that I could have had set beforehand, and then I could try to work off of that. But you should definitely focus on just key levels. That's a really big thing that we work on here in this group, is just, like, there are a lot of ways to get good levels. Don't get me wrong. I could think of at least 2 to 3 ways just from my own strategies that you could consistently draw them on your own without anything unrealistically affecting them, right? Where it's like, oh, well, afterwards you could have done this. Yeah, that bullshit. Which we need to come up with a term for that so I don't have to keep explaining it that long. But overall, you need to come up with just key levels to work yourself from. And then, like, for instance, right here, this is why I said, like, the more micromanaging side of things for when you're actually trading, is I'm probably going to zoom in on this right here. And I'm going to try to see, all right, are we above this or below this at the open? And I saw right at the open, first 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you could go back in the stream and see as well, we were just bullish. But I wasn't actively getting into a trade because it was just an open range move in the first 10 minutes. That's not really fun to get into. And this could have easily have rejected and done the exact opposite and moved back down, and then I would have been sitting there crying. I mean, I wouldn't have cried. Real men don't cry. Not me. Never. But yeah, so I hope that helps. And again, like I said many, many times, you can also go back in the stream and kind of just test me on my bullshit, see if I'm lying to you or not. But you'll see everything that I just said just now, I also covered basically at the market open. And this is to give myself and anybody watching direction. Right? I'm not going to ever sit here and be like, all right, guys, let's jump into the SPY 429 calls at 0.27 and let's hold them. Set stop losses. You should learn this. You need to learn these things so we can be efficient as we update together. If I'm going to sit here and have to trade for you, what's the fucking point, you know? So we don't teach like that. We don't do call outs like that. Yes, you will see me call out, but not in that same sense that you see everybody else do it, because that's just wrong. It adds unneeded pressure on me, might even add unneeded pressure on you. And it just makes everything ugly. No problem. Let me catch up on your messages now. Sorry, I was just yapping. Let me see, though. No problem. I'm just trying to make money to make a difference. Can I pay you to teach me? No, just chill here if you want. You don't got to pay for anything. Every dollar I make, I give away. No, no, no. You don't got to do that. You should have more followers. You have a nice approach in the rest of Blast Music. And the rest blast music, and then wait till the move happens, and then claim to give advice. No, if you watch my streams, I don't know how to shut the fuck up. I'll be honest. Like, I genuinely sit here, and I'll let like 5 or 6 minutes of silence go by, and I feel so awkward. I'm like, oh my god. And I also said, I don't care how many people are in here. You know, if I'm yapping to 10 people, if I'm yapping to 100 people, I don't care. But yeah, thank you for saying that, though. I appreciate that. VC, you said, Hefe, if SPY is struggling, Tesla will affect it. I bought Tesla 300 put. Ooh, you did take the idea. See, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't sit here and call out anything. I just said I think Tesla's going to have bad timing with SPY, and it probably will lose this support again. Now, I never once sat here and said it should go down here. We said if it is going to go down, this is where it should go, right? So I never once sat here and called it out. You can't even see the air quotes I'm throwing up. VC, round of applause for VC, everybody. Taking action on his own, not sitting here and trying to be like, oh, what contract should I get? What should I do here? What should I do there? Like, heard the mention, heard the context, went to go look at it on his own, took action on his own. Round of applause for VC, everybody. That is genuinely so fucking badass. Good shit, dude. And I always love congratulating you guys because it genuinely is all on you. There's not one part of that where you were like, well, Bueller did this and it's all because of Bueller. No, it isn't. It's because of you. Did I mention it? Sure. But any jackass could have mentioned a chart. Good job, VC. Taking action, figuring out what you were going to do on your own. Also, what was your game plan going to be if it went against you? Would you have relied on this area, or were you going to stick to this? I think I would have stuck to this. To the meat of that other low, but I wouldn't have marked it. I just would have probably visually watched it like that. Good shit, VC. I'm actually so fucking proud of you, dude. Because a lot of people in here know how long you've been in here, and like, you know, you don't bitch or cry or moan or nothing like that. And back in the day, I've actually bitched VC out a few times to keep him on track. And not once did he ever turn it into like an ego thing or like, oh, Bueller hates me. Like, it was never that, because he knew it. Good shit, dude. Genuinely am very proud of you and very happy for you. And not just because of that trade. That just stems to it. My bad, though. Let me catch up on Christopher here. I said, thanks, man. $500 all out, VC. Good shit. Appreciated. I am shorting now and wondering if I should cut losses. New stems. Climbing. Tobias said, every dollar you make, I give away. I will take that deal. Shut up, Tobias. Well deserved. I agree. Should have stayed in, but no. You don't say stuff like that. Should have stayed in. No, you didn't need to. You felt the pressure. You got out. Let's be realistic. Good shit, VC. And I think it's kind of cool that we're seeing it touch the area that we like jokingly were. I mean, I didn't jokingly mark it, but we were grabbing from the previous day close. The halfway point of previous day is like right here somewhere. It's between previous day close and pre-market low. So I just decided to add from previous day close all the way up to pre-market low to include all three levels, which again, if you were here last week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you saw me do this a fuck ton on these three levels here. These are three different halfway points of 3 different days, and day after day after day after day, this area gave us short-term direction. There's a lot of levels in this chart now, but that's why we're on the new one. But that literally made it so easy for us last week because it just kept giving us easy direction. And I'll be honest, this week's not looking any different so far. I moved to Mexico and there are too many abandoned animals, so we created a shelter to try and save them, and it just costs so much. Dude, Jesus. I've actually heard that a lot from this really big YouTube channel. I can't remember his name right now, but he's like the coolest guy that does that. And he has all kinds of animals, and he constantly in his videos always talks about how expensive everything is and how much maintenance it costs. And like, if he wasn't making as much as he was from his videos and his content, he wouldn't even be able to run that ranch or whatever. I've heard that before, though. That's crazy. That's awesome, though, that you or help run or you do run a shelter. That's very cool. And I hope all the good energy you're putting into that reverses back around and comes to you. Just wanted to drop and say hi, happy trading, and cheers, everyone. We love you, Tobias. Thank you for doing that, man. How's the weather in the Netherlands? The weather in the nether. I'm going to start messing with you. I'm going to be like, yo, how's the weather in the Baltics, man? Next week. How are the weather in the... Just ask a different European country every time. We will do what we can. Can't change the world, but we can help where you can. Exactly. That's a really good way of thinking about things. That's probably the best way you can think about certain things. As depressing as life can get. You have a great group of followers. Honestly, it's probably because I don't treat them like followers. I genuinely treat most people in my group as if they were like a day one homie, which it's not really fake. I really do care about a lot of my people. We don't even do like extra advertisements. I don't promote. I don't force people to like, you know, be on. I'm not on everyone's case 24/7. Like, if you want to be in here and be passionate about this, you can. Like, awesome. But I'm not going to sit there and bully anybody unless you are literally in here and we need to go over some shit. Then I will put you in your place. But not as like an asshole. It's generally just to make sure we understand what we're looking at. Speaking of that, though, is anybody in the stream need any questions on anything? Need anything answered? Mainly just been going over key levels for the day and how to be directionally biased based on those key levels. For any context on this topic, and maybe you're just new to the streams, you're quiet in the background, you don't know what the hell what I'm saying or what's going on, you can actually go here and type order of operations. Oh, good job typing, Bueller. Order of operations, part 1 and 2. You really just need part 1, but if you want to watch the second one, you can. It's there. And then, what's the other one? I think I just typed this. Yeah. Don't just trade levels. Trade levels using context. Be conditional. I'd say this is another super, super important level, or video, because it covers exactly what I go over every day in the stream. You know, it's just genuinely calling out the day-to-day context you and me are given by either the previous day or previous week or maybe that day's information, and then how to take advantage of it in a calculated way, not like making shit up on the fly, right? If you did something on your chart, I should be able to go back test it and make sense of it, right? If I'm going through your chart and sifting through it, and I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? You probably aren't grabbing levels that we're traditionally grabbing. If you're not grabbing emerging candles or halfway points or gap up fibs, then I really don't know what you are grabbing. You know, anything outside of that, we're just kind of shooting in the wind. Which most of you are really good about, but I like to cover that point because I genuinely believe that's a good starting point, is knowing what are the levels that are good, how to be bearish or bullish around them. And then everything else is tedious. It's just micromanaging beyond that. Where do I enter? Where do I exit? Where's going to be my stop loss if it goes against me? It's cloudy as fuck, humid, and still hot. Damn, I would not have guessed that. VC said cloudy as usual. Wait, VC, where are you at? Are you in the Netherlands right now, too? He said, I wish I was in the Baltics. Shout out to all the Baltics. See you later, Tobias. Thank you, man. Always love when you tune in. I am rebuilding my dad's home in these 2 weeks. I am so spent. He's like, I'm getting married. We got this. I got that. I got the house. Bro's busy. Oh, that's right, VC. You did. I forgot you are a former EU. And now you're one of us. I'm gonna have to head out, but I will listen to your video later and would like to come back. Keep up the good work, man, and good luck to everyone trading. Good on you, Christopher. I hope you join back too. It's good talking to you. I love when we get like that 1 or 2 random new person in our community every like couple weeks. I hate when we get like this influx of like 10, 20 people at the same time. When you get like 1 or 2 people at once, dude, it is heaven. Because they're like so chill, they're so understanding, because they're like, oh, this guy's actually talking to me. It like blows their mind. It's like, holy shit. I love that. I love when we get just like 1 or 2 drops in here every other week. I would prefer that. Because a lot of the time you end up getting someone who's a little bit more understanding, someone who really is just trying to figure something out, you know, whatever it is. They probably end up getting a pretty chill person at the end of it. Where were you in Europe, VC? What was your most time spent? What country would you say? I know you were probably in a few of them, but what would you say is your most time spent in a certain country? By the way, guys, we are still struggling under this area on Spy, just to keep everyone aware. I need to screenshot this and post this in chat real quick. I just saw Kevin was grabbing shorts. Good shit by Kevo. He's already ahead of me. I didn't see he posted that. I can't really complain when someone posts something before me, though, so. If anything, it's a compliment when I say sorry like that. I hate that I say that, too, because I get on to you guys for doing that. I'll be like, don't say sorry. It's good that we posted it twice. And then I go in there and say sorry. But I think all of us are just trying to be polite. Because I definitely think it's stupid to be sorry for posting something someone just posted as well. I think it's good to see multiple people posting something, even if they are oblivious to the other person posting. Because it's like, okay, well, you just all naturally are on the same page. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, that should be a stronger signal to you than 3 people writing each other. Because it's like, oh, okay, they just naturally came to that conclusion. Mostly in northern England. I know a couple people in southern England. I know a lot of people in South England. Northern England is like Texas, in my honest opinion. That sucks. Damn. So I could make... And you know what's worse, though, is most of those people don't have AC, though. That's what's worse. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure most people there don't have, like, air conditioning either. Which makes that 6,000 times worse. Like, I've had a couple friends, for instance, in England. Different parts, like... I'd have to go look. I don't even remember the cities' names anymore. Like Essex or something. But whatever. They would literally be sitting there on their computers talking to me, and I'm like, yo, what are you about to go do? We're going to play a game or what? And they'd be like, no, I'm getting off. It's hot as fuck in here, and my computer's making me sweat. And it's like, oh, shit. And it's because I didn't have AC. You know, that sucks. I couldn't imagine living in where I am right now with no AC. I think I would go crazy. That has to be like the greatest thing humans invented. Everyone talks about the lights and stuff and who made pizza. Fuck all that, dude. Air conditioning. Yeah, it's not a thing. Yeah, it's so crazy. Every time I'd play with one of them on like a game or I'd talk to them, they'd have to like stay up super late and play at night, and then I'd have to like hang out with them because it's like they don't have anybody else to hang out with. But 2, it was just because their AC. It was like, holy crap. I genuinely always felt so bad because I was like, damn, they're just sitting there sweating their ass off and I'm sitting here enjoying my time. I was like, wow, we have it so good over here. Instantly humbled. And dryer is not a thing? Like a heater? Or like a dryer, like a washer and a dryer. Is that what you mean? That would be news to me. I didn't know that if that's true. No washer dryer? What the fuck? Just throw your clothes out in the rain and then let them dry? That's crazy. They're like living in the medieval times over there. You know, we always make fun of those third world countries, but northern England might not be far off. No hate to anybody who's English. I genuinely love... I love the English. They hang it? Oh, okay. Fair enough. They really are in the medieval times. Damn. VC, how was it when you came here where you're like, whoa? You're like, dude, y'all's cars have AC. Y'all's planes, your cars, your bathrooms, everything has AC in it. What is this? Goes to put clothes outside. His neighbors are looking at him weird. They're like, dude, you have a washer and dryer. He's like, oh, what? I left 2008. No, man, I did not like it here. Up there, everything was perfect. Oh, okay, maybe you... Oh, wow. So you were the opposite. You were like, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. So you preferred it then. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. It is home. You weren't born there, right, though? I'm pretty sure you were, like, born in, like... Or maybe I'm thinking of Burhan. Why do I keep thinking you're, like, from India? Born in India! I was fucking right! Oh my god! I literally said it, and then the message popped up. I fucking knew it. He said you are racist. No, it's just I remembered a conversation from you saying that before. I have a few Indians in my chat who are actually from India. I don't say Indians is like to be racist. I'm genuinely they're from India. I have a few from there. That's funny though. I was like, wait, why do I know this? But I don't want to say it because I don't want to come off as I am being like weird to you. But I wasn't trying to be. I genuinely was like tugging on a core memory that I didn't know was there still. That's funny. No, because you went to England, he went to America, and then you came here. And then I have another person who's from the Middle East who wants to come to America but can't. And then we have someone who's from Ukraine who lives in Canada. We have a bunch of people from different countries who migrated to different spots. Like we have a lot of people that I know on a personal level like that. Which I always find it interesting because I just think the different areas of life are kind of wild. Like I especially thought it was the most interesting during COVID. During COVID was crazy because we had people from Australia, we had people from the Middle East, we had people from Europe, we had people from America, South America, Canada, and everybody's reaction to everything was different. The different restrictions that were placed instantly were different. Like I instantly remember Australia being the most strict country in the world on the whole COVID thing. Like if you even so as much coughed around another person, like you might as well just been arrested and they had to like wait to like get you going good again. All that stuff that involved COVID, the quarantine. But it was just crazy seeing that because it was like, wow, like it really shows the difference in everyone's life when something like that pops up. It was just mind blowing. It was also just cool to get updates on that kind of thing, like a world event like that from around the world. It was kind of cool. Definitely won't forget that. We'll see here. We're still struggling up here, but it's good higher-low consolidation, so it might give us a pop through. How's everyone doing in stream? Are you guys still chilling? We all bored? What we do? I almost just died of my own. There. Take a screenshot here. I'm really proud of the Tesla conversation. I really need to clip that from stream before I'm done. The timing. I keep throwing up air quotes like y'all can fucking see me. Air quotes. The timing. I will be substantially raising the tariff paid by India. That's from Trump. Holy crap. I heard he was going to be doing this, though, because he's already shown part of his strategy to other countries where he's just raising it until they can't compete anymore. But we'll see. I don't like to keep a biased opinion on the whole Trump trade war stuff, because it's like, there's a party that's like, I really want better trade deals for our country, and then there's like another party that's like, I really wish we'd focus on the fucking interest rate. Oh god, did my internet just go out? I can't tell if it did or not. That was weird. Why did my battery backup turn on? Am I still live? I have to be. The chart's moving. That was weird. Maybe my battery backup's going bad. Chillin', this is my first year since 2017 that I may actually end the year green year to date. I honestly don't like to focus on that too much. Yes, that is the goal, of course, duh, but I think the more I focus on, and maybe that's just me, maybe not you, but when I focus on that too much, I end up fucking it up. Not the whole year-to-date thing, but if I'm ever sitting there like, okay, I'm going to be green this week, that week will be red because I'm focused on it too much. That kind of thing. But that sounds really awesome, Alice. I'm happy to hear that. Hopefully some of the streams can help. I've been doing a way better job of direction without yapping for 3 hours straight. Hopefully you can catch an idea, or you can update us on an idea you're taking part in the future. That'd be cool. Either way, though, happy to hear that, and I hope you keep the momentum up. Whole of India believes Trump is the best friend of the Indian president, but all of a sudden tariff is not working between these two countries. Sad. That is actually true. Not just Trump, but the United States itself are actually really good friends with India. That's one of our best allies. As a country, and I have heard rumors that him and the president are actually like tight homies. But I think people need to remember, though, they're putting too much emotion in this shit. Like, I think people forget how tariffs work. You know, one president shows up, he goes, "This is what they're gonna be." He throws out a crazy number. Second president comes in, he goes, "You know what? No, that's a little bit too crazy. Can we bring it down to this? This is more substantial, and you still get what you want." Then they agree, or they don't agree, and they renegotiate. It's all negotiating. That's all it is. There's no, I don't like you because you're India and we're America. Like, it's not, that has literally no play into any of the conversation. And I can't stand when people throw that in there. Because it's like, I promise you, neither of the presidents are thinking about that. They're just thinking about the best deal. Both of them. So, it's really simple. It's just negotiating. But yeah, I hope a good deal comes out of it too, because I genuinely believe that India has an amazing future for it. It could be the next China in terms of boom. So I would love to see that happen. But I'm talking like 20, 30 years down the line. Maybe even way more. Honestly, India has been very biased, but it's not how it works. It's always give and take. Yeah, it is. It's annoying too, because like, you want it to just be done. You just want it to be over, but it's not how it works. It does take a little bit of time. But who knows? Maybe they get on the same page super quick and this deal's over within a week. Who knows? I think it's very possible with a country like India and a country like America. I think anything like that can happen. America. Guys, we're still struggling here, but I would love to point out, though, that we are this ugly consolidation does still have a higher low in it. So as much as I like to say this looks good for shorts, it also still looks good for longs. So you're kind of sitting at a 50-50 on a bullish trend here. So it's a little bit more bullish than bearish, just based on simple probability. Oh, stretching is so good. Oh. Also good to note that this is the second fib extension, not the first. So we are a good distance away from where we broke out. How's the stream, though, so far? Make sure to drop a like, share the stream link around. If you guys have any questions or remarks to add into, please do.
pretty open about all that. I was just typing an update in the chat. Against the resistance of the 50% of the gap down from last week and the fib extension from the gap up today. That's what that highlighted area is right there. Okay, there must be some heavy wind outside because it literally sounds like there's a fucking hurricane hitting my house. Oh. Dude, stretching is so great. Are there any other tickers anybody's looking at that I'm not? Hood, there you go. That is a ticker I'm not looking at, so good job. I hate when I ask that and someone's like, dude, look at Tesla. It's like, dude, who isn't looking at Tesla? I always look at Tesla. It's fun. Hood is a good one because this has good hype, good momentum. And you fit my criteria. I don't even look at this that much. That was a good ticker to bring up. Yeah, there's not even much to chart here, to be honest with you. It's a pretty insane run. I haven't even been looking at it because of this. Because I knew it was just on this immaculate run. Which it does deserve to be up here. It's kind of crazy how certain companies like this aren't up higher. You know, I believe this is a great stock price for Hood. Like Bull. I think Bull is still insanely cheap. Because it's like, do they make forced profits? You know, this is gonna be up eventually, just like Hood is. That's Webull, by the way. I don't think they don't make as much as Hood. Don't get me wrong, but they do make a lot. That's a good one though. And there's not much you can chart on this. The only thing I would have done was the weekly backwards fib, which is basically to show us forward targets, you know, into the abyss up here. You just go from on your weekly chart, and then you go to your last dip. So I go from the low to the high. And it gives me forward targets on the daily above current price. So let's say price does rebound or consolidate and work back. Whoa, rebound and work back higher. Now you have a couple of decently set targets here into the abyss. So you know where it can go if it does go higher, and it gives you a good median right here. What was I about to draw? The median right here. So now you know, like, okay, well, if I'm below it, I should be looking for dip buys here, or if it breaks this, that probably ruins everything. And vice versa. If I get up to this point, I'm either going to get good rejections, or I'm going to get a good hold over it, and maybe that shows me early onset signs of going back up again. So super, super, super basic fib, just getting information and then using it. But yeah, no, Hood's on fire right now. You really can't go wrong with Robinhood right now. All the Hood investors are eating good. That is for sure. Tesla high or low? What's up? Skin Metal Wood? What a name. But good mention, Wispofk. Y'all have some crazy names. Good mention though. You are correct about the higher low though skin. It is holding that. We just were talking about shorts from here to here. So as soon as you said higher lows, I was like, yeah, he's probably right. Because it is reacting to this area very well, which is a combination of 3 levels. So I just decided to hold it or to highlight it. Good mention though. Tesla's a great chart. I try to watch that daily just because I love Tesla. Not the company. The chart's so fucking awesome. We don't have this charted at all. What else was said? Hood, Tesla. Qs look heavy top. Oh, look top heavy. I agree. Let's see. What does XLK show? The same thing. So that's a really good sign for you. With that top heavy call out. Good mention. See, these are the kind of mentions I like. Oh, my bad, Wispop. You're probably laughing because of the Tesla thing. Sorry. I didn't mean to, like... Oh, wait, no, that was Hood. My bad. Also, with Bull and Hood, as recently it was chatter about lower the PDT limit from 25k to 2k, so they definitely... No way! That's actually a real rumor. You're joking. Hold up. Wait, what? I guess I gotta actually type in. Yo, I would love to see where these rumors are coming from, because I would love to read some of them. Oh, wait. This was 14 days ago. Oh, it's Bloomberg. It is Bloomberg. Hold up. No fucking way. No fucking way, dude. If this goes through... Can I go to Canada, Bloomberg? What's the trick to that again? Hold up. Where's my Discord? Where did I post that trick? Is that in one of the side servers? Ah, fuck, dude. This is what I get for making so many servers. It's not Bueller YouTube, gang. Oh, wait. It might be. There's a way to look at a free Bloomberg. I forgot how to do it, though. You set it to where you're looking at a Canadian Bloomberg, and then everything you see is free. It's an actual, like, free hack that is totally legal, and I can't even find how I did it now. Oh, I think that was it, actually. Damn, dude. I'm gonna cry if I don't remember this. That'd be really cool if I could remember this life hack. Or find where I put it. I used to do this all the time and I can't remember. Yep, that's not how you do it. Ah, for a second it let me read. Fuck. No, dude, fuck Reddit. Alright, well, it is a real rumor. That is definitely confirmed. Which, in itself is a crazy rumor. I think just on its own, kind of wild. And I think that further increases how much more bullish I am on Webull and Robinhood. You guys have already heard me glaze Webull for months on end at the current prices it's sitting at now. I didn't even know that rumor was a thing. That is a wild but very impactful rumor. If that ever comes to fruition, I
I hate to say it, but that's I think both stock prices at least double. Like there's just no way they don't. Bloomberg terminal is expensive as fuck, but would love to get it. Yeah, it is very expensive. Intraday is bullish, but let's see if bulls can break that level. Yes, sir. I'm gonna leave this on SPY for a second. I gotta figure out that trick to read that article. I would love to read that more. I don't even remember what Twitter I learned that from. Some Twitter showed me how to do it one time. Where would I have put that? I could have swore it's in this server. Oh, here it is. In short, it's basically a free Bloomberg terminal, but not entirely the same. That's what I have typed here. What the hell is this website? Okay, so this is a free terminal. But it's not the exact same as Bloomberg. It's called Koifen. What the hell did I just click, man? Okay. Huh. Sign up for free. Alright, well, I'll send the link to that, but that is one of the things I was looking for. It's not the thing I was looking for, though. I forgot about this server, dude. My YouTube server is actually kind of dope. Every time I've made a new server, I include all these different channels that take hours to copy and paste things into. But you'd be impressed. Damn, I don't have it in here. There used to be a thing where you'd be looking at a Bloomberg article. You'd go to the URL and you type like 2 or 3 letters somewhere in the URL. And then you'd hit enter. And you'd be on the Canadian Bloomberg. And you'd be reading the exact same URL you were reading. Except it was free and you could read everything in the article without ads. And without having to pay. But I genuinely can't find it. I don't know what I did. I got Spy Max Payne as well. What's up, Maddie? Good to see you, man. Sorry, I was just looking through some stuff. We're on an uptrend. We have some bullish trend, but we're against resistance of the 50% of that gap down from last week. I think it was Thursday into Friday, I believe. And then the second fib extension of the gap up today. So we're dealing with 2 different gaps right here. Very, very key level. Carter and a couple people earlier alluded to it very early on as targets if we were moving up. Now we're seeing some struggle against it. You're cool. I'm out here cleaning a beach just listening in. A whole ass beach? Damn. Knowing Maddie, he probably owns it. He probably owns the beach. Well, hopefully it's not too much work for you out there, man. What's the weather like in Michigan today? Michigan. Like a personal lakefront. Oh, shit. cool, cloudy, 70s, beautiful. Damn. All right. Pretty good then. Is that like a job you're doing, or are you gonna fish there, or what is that for? Sounds dope though. Dude, I don't know what it is, but I got the freaking music from Elden Ring in my head. When you're fighting the Godskin Noble, I don't even know why. I just have this constant like chorus in my head. I haven't even played that game in like a couple weeks. Job, B&B guest. Oh, okay, B&B guest coming. Okay. Well, that is very cool. That is very cool. Damn. Damn, Robert, I really hope you know you blew my mind today with that rumor. I had no idea that was even... This is probably the one downside to not paying attention to other traders as much or reading as much news as much as I used to. Is not picking up on the rumors. That's a pretty big one to pay attention to, though, in my opinion. I think that's life-changing money sitting in front of us. And it's crazy because I've already been glazing Weeble as much as I have. If that was to ever happen, oh my god. Do you know the amount of people that would start trading heavily after that? It would happen even more than it does now. Probably 2 times the amount of people. I remember when I first started my group, it was when Robinhood still had text chats. People could like communicate to each other across a chat. It was like a room per ticker. So if you were looking at a crypto coin, you'd be talking in a chat to just people that were looking at that. If you were in a chat on Tesla, you'd be just talking to people on Tesla. And that in itself brought a bunch of people over from like Yahoo and like all these other places, but not like a crazy inflow of people yet. And then when they got rid of some of that, and it was like just for the crypto coins, and then before they got rid of that, there was like another feature. They added something. Maybe it was like overnight or something, or they added the PDT rule or something. I don't know what. They added something. Some feature came out. And then that was when Robinhood started blowing the fuck up. And everyone started looking at the UI, and it's like even me, I used to hate on Robinhood, but I would never down them on their UI, because I was like, you know what? People probably hate getting on Thinkorswim and TradingView because the UI is ass. But you go onto Hood, and it's just clean, simple, straight to the point, and that's what a lot of people like, and that's why it got popular in the beginning. And besides, it's just super accessible. But if that was to happen, that PDT thing, that would be just as crazy as both of those events combined. That would bring in so many more people to trading. There'd be more volume, more money. That's going to be a crazy one if true. Yeah, Robinhood used to have I don't even know if other apps have them anymore, but there used to be like these like community rooms, and you could go in there and just talk or type to people. And but it would be set for just that room. Like if you went to Tesla, you'd be typing to just people in Tesla. If you went to Apple, you'd be just typing to people in an Apple chat. Yes, that used to be a thing in the very, very early days of Robinhood. More liquidity is what bro wanted to say. Yeah. I really need a mile for that sentence, or for that explanation. But yeah, Robinhood used to have that. It was very toxic. It was pretty funny though for the beginning, because I remember like there were some hell-bent people on it, and it was before the days of like everybody having like groups and selling people on memberships and stuff like that. So there wasn't even like that kind of promotion yet. Like, people weren't in there going like, hey guys, did y'all like my play catch? Like, people genuinely were just like being themselves. It was the craziest thing. Yeah, that was very early on, because I don't know about how many groups were around. I'm sure there were a bunch, but there really weren't a lot that were known when I started, because it was just like, it wasn't a thing you did back then. people didn't make group chats with each other. That wasn't a thing. As more time went on, communication has been a lot more open and free for just about anybody who does this, or who even looks at charts. I think, is it Webull? No, it's StockTwits. StockTwits still has that. I don't know about other like big apps or anything, but that's StockTwits' whole thing. I don't even have it anymore, but if you go there, you can still use that or read people's opinions. A part of one of my strategies for like swing trades, I used to like do everything. I go through my checklist to find some setups that I like. I even almost get into some of them. Then I would go check some of those messaging boards, and if there was ever like a majority of messages that were against my bias, I would be happy, because I didn't want those boards to be full of people that were bullish when I was getting into a bullish play. Was my whole theory. Because I swear, when I would backtest my losses, it would almost always coincide with being on the same bias as that stupid message board. And it's probably just me full of shit. It just happened to be timings or something. But it used to always like freak me out when I'd be in a play and I'd be like bullish, and I'd go like look at the plays and everybody says they're bullish. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this is gonna go down. Like, the market's making this go down. No way they don't. Because why wouldn't they? That would make them the most money. But I don't think that was the case. I think I was just full of it. I think I was getting a very narrow view of everything. But it was pretty fun to watch that. You'd be like, fuck yeah, I was the opposite opinion of everybody. Let's go. What do you think of the Blossom app? What is that? I've never even heard of that. Blossom app. Social investing apps on Google Play. No account fees, daily earnings, and access to funds within a $5 minimum for some options. They offer a 5% or 6.50%. Huh. I've never heard of this, but it sounds interesting. Let's see. Oh, it is on the Apple Store as well. It's Apple and Google Play. Oh, you know why I haven't heard of this? This looks like it's an Australian thing. It is, yeah. Even here on their website. Join thousands of Aussies who have discovered a new, healthier way to save. So it does look like this is like regional. Like, I could download this and use this like you do, but it does look like it's mainly regional. That's pretty dope, though. I've never heard of this. The explanation here was a lot more interesting, though. Where is it? Yeah. Your all-in-one platform to connect, learn, and grow your wealth with a thriving community of 300,000 do-it-yourself investors. That's pretty crazy. 4.8. That's pretty dope. Never heard of that, though. Thank you for mentioning that. Damn, they're on LinkedIn. They're legit. You could see, yeah, that's, it reminds me of, I don't know what app or site is doing this right now, but there is a site or an app that is completely just like that. And it's all about seeing other people's portfolios and seeing what they're in, what percentages, how much they're up or down. Like, you can really just like kind of copycat or get just different opinions on people's like overall trades and investments. It reminds me of that a lot, which I think is very cool. There's even portfolios made that maybe you're not in, but they'll show some that are like, well, this is what this Democrat from North Carolina, or they'll be like, or this Republican from Florida, blah blah blah. Like, they'll show what they're in as well. You can see like what they're holding, which is also cool. Because it is all open knowledge, but it's not readily available. So the fact that those kinds of apps exist only empowers the smaller trader like you and me, which is great. I have nothing but love for that kind of idea. I hope more things like that pop up. That is pretty dope, though. Never heard of that one, though. Blossom. An easy name to remember as well. I don't even remember the other one I was thinking of. Remember, guys, right now while we're just staring at SPY and just kind of enjoying me yapping for an insane amount of time, we're mainly looking for direction from this area. So probability wise, looking for more bullish plays above this if we see that push. The more we struggle here, the more we consolidate, the more we push away from this, the more we start to lean towards this pushing back down towards not just this, where they kind of pushed up, held, and have been above the whole time, not just towards that, but if you see a break of this, possibly also seeing that retest of 627.60s, and if we see a break of that, probably seeing a test down to where we saw pre-market high stop out this morning. So we'll see, but this is currently what's sitting in front of us for anybody who didn't know or needed that quick update. If you guys have anything else to add on to that or whatever, please let me know. Drop a like on the stream, helps out a ton. And yeah, if you guys have anything else to say, let me know. Anything to ask, let me know. Where's everybody from in the stream? I know I got some people in here from the States. I got some people in here from across the big lake. What is everyone, where's everyone from? Some really good updates, though, too, in Discord. We had some really strong updates on direction early this morning. Not just from me, but from many of the members within the group. It's never just a one-man thing. California, Anaheim, nice. I bet it's hot over there today. Man, it's crazy how many people from Texas have moved to California and vice versa. It's crazy. Utah, nice. Potential Jazz fan in the chat. And we are seeing that potential struggle start to actually get some momentum behind it here on this candle happening on the 5-minute. Though this isn't the first time we've seen this. But I would like to add, this is the first time since getting up here that we might see 2 red candles in a row. Which might not amount to much if we can't break that consolidation level that we marked at around 628.50. But that is still interesting, because I've been waiting for that to happen. Every time we went up, it's only been 1 red candle in a row. Which doesn't really mean shit. It's not like we're sitting here counting red and green candles, but it is still interesting that that would be the first time that's happened all day. On the 5-minute, at least. Let me also make sure that makes sense. Big red body on the Qs. Love to see it go down. Good mention, dude. Seriously, that is actually a good mention. I love when I see callouts like that, because it's not like fear-mongering or anything. You're simply just calling out what's happening and what it can possibly lead to. Keep that up. That forward thinking, that forward mindset is honestly the best thing you can do. And it's fun. It's not hard. Good call out, though, because that's helpful as we're seeing that pop up on SPY as well. Which, again, guys, whenever you hear someone say tech this or tech that, you do need to take it into account on SPY, considering that that is the largest sector of SPY. So it does have a considerable factor sitting inside of it being tech. And Triple Q, of course, is pretty much all tech. Everyone just calls it tech, but it's not pure blood. There is going to be a couple stocks in there that aren't just pure tech, if that makes more sense, but overall, that is what people are calling tech. So that's what you're looking for when they call it the NASDAQ. I like looking at XLK, though, as well to confirm the Triple Q for anybody who does like to look at QQQ, just because XLK is pure blood tech. It is genuinely 100% tech. It's not mostly, which a lot of people get a little bit wrong when they're looking at Triple Q. But for the majority, the big weights-wise, it is tech. I just like to always explain that because it is kind of fun that there is a double confirmation for Triple Q through that XLK chart. And then it's kind of fun to take that information if you're someone who's looking at SPY. Because like Wispoff said here, he said, you know, tech going down, that's looking good. And we look at SPY here and it's like, wow, that's looking like it's lining up. And that it should. In a good scenario, they should line up. So that was a very, very good update. And he didn't type out a paragraph to say it. So that was very nice. I always like those efficient updates. If you got to sit there and type out as much as what I'm saying, that's pretty crazy. What's up, JC? What's up, Garden? My bad. I'm not clicking on Discord as much. I was trying to read. Oh my god, Rob. Oh my god. Oh my god, Rob's my goat. For a life hack, definitely check out the trade floor. Hold up, we need to delete a pin and pin this. Fuck, I never can find what to delete on the pin messages because every message is like a 10 out of 10 post at this point. Oh wait, I found one. Well, good job, Rob. You made it to the pinned messages on trade floor. You were already famous, but now you're extra famous. Paste the URL you want to bypass, search it, press option 4, then option 3. Boom, you can bypass majority of the paywalls out there. Oh my god. Rob, you are my goat. Oh my. See this right here? That's saving money. Everybody I've met that has a lot more money than me are so good about saving money on shit like this. I've never met a person who has a lot more money than me that isn't some person that likes to save as much as they can on as much things as they can. Like, genuinely, this is how you get rich. You don't make a lot more money. I mean, making more money helps, but it's also cutting expenses. Even on tedious shit like this. Dude, you are so fucking clutch, Rob. I need you to know that. Oh, this is awesome. Alright, cool. Alright, let's read this now. Day trading restraints to be loosened under proposed rule change. Look at that. Weeble in the background. Weeble in the background. That's my girl. U.S. regulators are finalizing plans to replace a controversial rule that would dramatically lower a threshold for retail. Yeah, I've always thought this was stupid, too, because it really does restrict the number of people that aren't making a good amount of money to trade, which is crazy to me. I think anybody should be given the option to trade at any level. There shouldn't even be a threshold, let's be honest. Yep, the PDT rule is so fucking stupid. It pushes you to trade into like a margin account more, and it's crazy because that's a scam too. Like, and it's so shitty because these clearinghouses, these market makers, like, they're making so much money on us and they're not even trying. And then this is just like the fattest cherry. It's an apple-sized cherry on top for them, which is crazy to me. Oh, I wonder why it was adopted in 2001. Whatever. This is honestly the biggest fucking news besides trade deals, I think, this year. Actually, no, that's not true. There was like some nuclear news the other day. That might be the scariest news. Damn, I can't get over how cool that was, Rob. I love you for that. It's still not the thing I was looking for, but it's better than the thing I was looking for. It's like 100 times better. There really is a trick like that, though, for Bloomberg especially. You just type in something on the URL, and then the Canadian version pops up. And everything's free. This is 6,000 times better, though. Oh. I forgot my chat was just full of like LeBrons and Kobe's and birds and just goats in the clutch. Oh, dude, I can't stop stretching. I'm not joking. I think I woke up like 20 to 30 times last night, and I just kept hitting the head. I just kept falling back asleep. It was the weirdest thing. And the weirdest thing, too, is I'm not even tired. I feel completely rested. Makes no sense. Maybe I slept too much. Maybe that's what it was. Damn, this is cool, dude. Alright, let's check out a couple extra charts real quick, and then we'll go back to SPY. I like to leave SPY on the screen, because it's just, I don't know, it's like the most important. Especially on a Monday, it's kind of nice to have that context of what the ETFs are doing. The indices. Amazon, whoa, dude, you didn't stop at all. We saw her bleed out earlier, but I didn't think she'd keep going. Especially with the momentum from everything else, but I guess not. Real quick, before I lose sight of what's important here. I need to go check through these real quick. Because you guys keep giving me... Whoop. You guys keep giving me all these charts, and I don't even end up tracking half of them because there's so many. So what? The only thing I can do is going through them at least once or twice a day to just kind of remind myself what's in the best position. And visual-wise, what looks the best. Like TTD, I was posting this in chat a few times. They're only just now starting to leave the train station. But this is a setup I think looks really good. For continuation up. Trade desk. TTD. Everything else is just kind of like bouncing off market. Whoa. The hell happened here? Poor Whirlpool. There's Weeble. I need to ask the chat who all owns shares of this. It'd be cool to get a screenshot for my personal collection. This was the other one I was watching too, because I'm addicted to watching McDonald's and their counterparts. This is the McDonald's potato producer, Lamb Weston. They actually produce, I have to go look, but they produce, I think, the world's most potatoes in the world. I'd have to double check that. They might be like top 3, but I think I remember them being the most. UPS, what the hell happened here? This is going to turn into a really good swing trade. Let's move UPS up. Let's move TTD up. Bull, we're going to move you to the very top because you're Bay. And let's find some more. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll start doing that. I'll just start shifting them around. UNH needs to be at the top as well. But not for active trading reasons, for future use. And I'm honestly interested to see how this chart looks. Okay, not super horrible. McDonald's is one of these weird ones. It's just going to like keep going up even though the trend looks like shit. That's just how it is. This did everything we said it would, and then it died. Earnings really is the bane of existence for swing trading, dude. You just gotta avoid it. You just have to. People always say I'm boring because I avoid earnings, but it's like, dude, fuck that. Any person with any level of common sense will tell you that if you're trading around earnings, you better be like a spreads trader or an investor. If you're actively trading naked options on earnings, you might be addicted to crack. And that's not even me being mean. That's still being very nice. Coin, you need to go towards the top as well. You're like honestly pretty close to Bay. Oklo needs to be... No, not Oklo. Sand Dollar needs to be studied. Sand Dollar and his relationship with Oklo. I see you, Garden. I see you, Carter. I'm not overhyping Weeble. I just really wanted to see like who is in that. Like, excuse me. We're all, whoa, can't breathe. We're all grown up enough to make our own decisions there. But I just really wanted to see who is in that because I think out of all the potential plays, that might be the craziest one. I put that up there with Palantir, I think. Especially if those rumors end up ever happening. That whole PDT thing, if that ever happens, I mean, that might be an instant like 3-4x for that chart. Robinhood, I could see 2xing at least. Just because current stock price is already like over 100 or near 100 right now. But that would be massive for both of them. And I'm sure there's other names I'm not thinking of. I just think of those as the most promising, just because I've been around for a while and I know for a fact that there's a fuck ton of people using both of those. Especially Robinhood. The UI is just so easy. Weeble's UI has gotten a lot better. It used to be a lot worse. Intel, what is this? Am I tripping, or is this not a bullish setup at a support? I mean, it bounces every time it comes down here. Okay, let's move Intel up a little bit. Let's move them near UPS. I don't like them more than Coin or Bull or UPS, but I do like them more than the rest of these. And then Boeing, where are you at? Oh, we had to look at that one. SPY is a weird one because it's like, it just came off of an all-time high. So I hate that people are going to sit here and be like, well, this is bearish. It's like, not obviously. It's not obvious to either side, in my opinion. You have a pretty harsh reaction from here. Actually, it's not from there. It's from, let's go to a different chart before I fuck all this up. Okay, so there's a harsh reaction by sellers right here. I mean, really, it's like somewhere between here because they have their high made and then they just kept having these drops from it, right? Pull back, retest right there midday. Pull back big time. And then we finally get this move away from it. And now we're getting this pretty aggressive reaction by buyers, right? Again, the close of this day is right here. The open is way up here. That's a pretty significant start. And we already did the test on this. Whoa, what the hell? There we go. We're already above the 50% of this gap down right here. So it's kind of interesting that we're having such a massive green. It doesn't look like a massive green day. But in reality, this candle is as big as from here to current price. That's how big that candle really is if you include the gap information. So it's actually a pretty massive day already. Being up 1.3% on a $600 and almost $30 stock is pretty insane. So again, I'm only pointing all this out to again point out we do have a harsh reaction from here. We have a pretty harsh reaction from here. So I think it's safe to say we're between 620 and 640 right now, which no shit, but it's just like now we have an actual reason to say that, not just because it is between it, because there is a harsh reaction here and there is a harsh reaction here by both seller and buyer. So genuinely, I wouldn't do this, but I really do think we need to watch from the high to the low. We don't need those fib extensions. So I think that mixed in with this. And then if we delete it, we can delete it. I think I just will. And then what else? The other gap up. I think just leaving these couple levels and in that highlighted area I showed. I think I'm going to leave that fib actually because it gives us targets. It lines up with a lot. Like what I'm trying to say is just 3 stupidly important things like right here. I still can't draw it correctly. Holy. Okay, there we go. So 3 different fibs, 3 different, well, 2 of them are gaps. One of them is just marking a high to the low where we stopped. We're just trying to see where the 50% is. The fact that we're above this is pretty crazy. So I think for day trading this whole week, we're going to probably, well, we can delete this crap. We're going to probably be relying on everything I just highlighted. So this area right here. Letterbuck. The reaction to that is funny. But yeah, I think this is going to end up being your most important area for the week, maybe even more than a week. And I said that about this area last week and ended up paying the 3 halfway points way up here. It's like I'm using the same method to get that kind of area where it feels like I'm not just finding one level to like, I'm finding multiple that all make sense and are all around the same area. I mean, in reality, it's not even a full 50 cents. So, kind of insane how that works out. Oh, that is the last one. Let's make sure this is over a couple days more. There we go. And now we have some super easy charting in front of us. Now we just got to look for potential trades. Whether it's today, tomorrow, this week, next week. But at least this gives us a good reason to look at stuff like that. And on the daily time frame, now we have a sense of direction on where to kind of look. Where do I need to be looking at? You know, we should be seeing this as target hit for bulls for the day. That's how we should be seeing that right now. Not a high probability situation for new shorts either. That's just pointing out, yes, we have hit a good spot. That doesn't mean jump into shorts just because we're not going up. But I think any struggle with this in the early part of tomorrow's session or end of today's session will be a big tell for early shorts. And vice versa. If we get any more continuation over this area, it gives us more room to work with for bulls to move higher. And then we'll have to add this halfway point. We'll have to add this halfway point. All that junk. So if we go up, we're looking towards this day and its important levels. If we reject, we're probably going to be looking towards this halfway point of this day and this day. So we got a bunch of super easy key levels around us to look at. It's just making sure we're looking at it the right way. But I hope that makes sense. If anybody has any questions or any comments or remarks they want to add on to that, feel free. I'm going to stream for a few more minutes. If you guys have questions and stuff, definitely throw them out there. Pretty good stream, regardless of the not so eventful market. Besides the initial push up, after that it wasn't that crazy. It was kind of fun though, going and seeing the difference with Qs. I saw a couple mentions in the text chat as well by you guys. It was kind of fun to also look at Tesla, and I'm looking at the wrong watch list. Tesla and then all three of the top tech weights all kicking ass together. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. Those are the top three. So very important to watch that. And even with this large move down, there is some resistance by the buyers to get back up there. Pretty cool. Added some more NVO today. Might be early, but we shall see. You've got 30 bull. Nice, dude. Nice. Let's see. NVO. Oh, I remember this one. I think. I just remembered this part of the chart. That's a good ad, though. You're adding on a fear drop, which is probably the best thing you can do. What does this company do again? Oh, they make... It's pharmaceutical, okay. Diabetes... Oh, this is the obesity one. I think you've talked about this a couple times. This is the one that owns... What's that stupid pill everyone's taking now? Ozempic or something? Would love more UPS, but I have 30, need to wait a bit. Yeah, UPS is an interesting one, man. I'm genuinely surprised it's down here again, but it really is... Like, when I see this stock do this, I'm not as scared as, like, UNH. You know, UNH, it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. It should go down more. Whereas the UPS chart, I agree. I think out of the three, though, I think Bull is the best setup right now. But that could change where, like, NVO and UPS, maybe they're just, like, a cycle behind. Maybe they need some consolidation, and then they'll catch up again. Yeah, Whirlpool, too. Yeah, good looks, dude. You really know your shit. Yeah, I was just looking through those. And yeah, Whirlpool, man. Surprised to see it down here. I think this is an interesting potential buy as well. It might even be a really good swing trade. I don't know what the options are like. Oh, it's one of those. Let's just look at September. Damn, these look pretty good. What's the open interest on these? Not bad, not bad. Thought it was going to be worse. What the fuck, dude? August is weird. That's a weird chain. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not looking at August. Is 90 doable? 90 is doable. I might have to do that early this week. September 19th, 90 call. What channel am I typing this in? I'll just go to Lifetime. I don't know why I have all this marked. You know what? I don't know why I even do that to myself. I'm just gonna mark the demand. There we go. There's something here. I just don't see it. Damn it, it hits 90 right there. That's actually perfect. Alright. If anybody's wondering what I'm drawing, I'm just drawing the supply demands. Using the open to close rule. Well, it's not open to close rule. You go from high of candle to open of last green candle, but I was just using my level on that one. High to open of last green candle. High to open of last green candle. And then low to top of last. You're supposed to do last red candle, so it's a little higher than that, actually. I drew that one wrong. Top of that to that. And then... oh, fuck. I drew it backwards. So I just do it this way. There you go. And then screenshot. Wait, what are these levels? These better be monthly emergings. Oh, they're not. Alright, well, hold up. Delete that, delete that, and delete that. Oh, wait, no, we might actually need to keep that. Jesus, this chart's hard to look at. Alright, maybe that's why I did that. Well, what were those then? I get that one and that one, but what is that? Oh, okay, never mind. I was cooking. Alright, we'll just leave it. I should just check next time instead of deleting it. If you guys are in Lifetime, I would make sure you have your notifications on for Swing Trading TA. Username has been posting a lot in there. Sherman has a couple posts. I have a couple posts. So there's kind of a lot in there. It's just not overwhelming. And I'm pretty sure the bot is still down, so I will still have to post Yeah, the bot is still down, so I will still have to post those manually, the polls. Jason must be on vacation. Oh yeah, Target. My bad, Maddie. I forgot to look at Target. Whoa. Oh, that's right. This was in the same bin, though. That my bad. You're catching up my memory now. This is when we were looking at Nike, UPS, and Target. I remember now. Which 2 of the 3 did really well. UPS is the only one that didn't keep moving up. Target did a really good job. Nike did the best job. They fucking destroyed their chart. And now all 3 of them are pulling back and trying to go down to supports. UPS is the one that's kind of out there in the middle of La La Land. But, sorry, I'm stretching. Nike and Target look really good, though. I think they just need more time. You need to let that next phase go through where they consolidate and then retake. But both are in spots where higher lows can be made if the market keeps moving up. But Nike and Target probably won't move up that well at first just because they don't need to. You'll probably see Tech perform the best during the first initial move ups again. And then when things start to slow down and not look as pretty, you'll probably see some of these safer stocks or staple stocks start to get some momentum. And then we'll see if the continuation follows through or not. It just depends if it truly is going to keep going or not. And if tech is going to be that driving factor. Filling the coffers and stacking dividends at like 800 years in divvies right now. Oh, 800 a year in divvies right now. That's actually really good. That's really good. Considering you did most of your damage like a little bit last year and a little bit this year for what you were getting into and holding. Super awesome too, though. So, good for you, dude. If we get any kind of market pullback too, maybe you can get into another one or a different one that has divvies. I know you got your watch list. What's your favorite dividend stock so far, Maddie? What would you say is your favorite that has a dividend? Just a reminder, guys, I am going to end the stream here pretty soon. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to add into it, go ahead and throw it out now. And I really hope some of you guys that have time to be in these streams bring your question, because I always get these. I get so many requests for one-on-ones, and I really hope we could bring that energy in here, have a more open discussion in here instead of in private, because it's just so much lost. I don't want to say content, because I hate saying that word because it makes it sound like I'm just doing it for content, but I am literally losing context for people. What if there's someone else in chat who's struggling with the same thing, or maybe I say something a certain way that clicks for them that I just don't ever repeat because for some reason I was just cooking in that one-on-one, but I couldn't bring it back. I just hate that I can't bring that energy out to everyone else as well. So I'd really prefer to bring all those questions and everything in here. For anybody who does want any of that one-on-one stuff, these would be the greatest places to bring that stuff. Questions, conversations. Maybe you just want to bring something up. It doesn't always have to be, Bueller, what is this or what is that? Maybe you want to bring something up that you find interesting or special. What is your favorite thing to look at? What is your, where do you find that you cook the best? Where do you cook the most? Where do you get your most damage in the market on? Or what do you just enjoy? What do you like about charting? Or it doesn't always have to be some random question. And yeah, feel free, buddy. Feel free. I just wanted you guys to know, like, this is the place to bring it. Like, if you have questions, type them out. If you have something you just want to add, throw it out. I'll read it out to everybody. We'll go through it together. And we'll do it as a group, not as a one-on-one thing. Because I don't charge for one-on-ones. I did it breathe. I did it at the very, very beginning, but it just feels shitty. Because it's like people are already in here. Some of you are grandfathered in. Some of you are paying here at a fucking super discounted price. Some of you have lifetime, you don't pay anymore. You know, so it feels weird for me to be like, hey, buy this too. Like, it feels weird. Like, why would I market to someone who's already invested? It just feels weird. And you're good, JC. If you have something you want to type, you can type it out. It doesn't have to always be with the mic. I don't want to give everybody permissions either, because then everybody's going to want to talk. But maybe we could do that too. Maybe we unmute someone randomly here and there. We do that too. Whatever. I'm down for whatever. I want to keep things limited to where everyone's just kind of like funneling their questions or comments, and then we just go through them together. But these streams are the perfect place for that. It's a safe space. They're for you guys. I clip things from... Actually, I'm glad I just said that, because I need to go back and clip them. I need to go back and clip what I talked about earlier. We'll do that together. Maddie said, well, I just got my first MSTY dividend. Is that the Microsoft ETF thing? No, it's not. And that was nice, but I can't recommend. PFE is MSTY one of those ones where it's like JPY, APY. It's like all the ones where it's like a stock and then they add Y at the end, and then it's like its own thing, and it's meant for dividends, but it also doesn't make a lot of money every month. I'm pretty sure that's one of those. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. It's for MicroStrategy. Okay, good looks, good looks. Why did I say Microsoft? Yeah, there's a lot of ones like this. I like these a lot, but you got to make sure you're buying at the right dips, because they're unforgiving. I personally have seen... Me and Sinful saw a guy put like a lot of money into like the one for Coin. There's one for JP Morgan. There's one for Apple. There's one for like Tesla. There's a few for Tesla actually. But I remember this guy was making a bag on dividends, but the stock price was going down a lot too. So you got to be very careful with those leveraged ones. Make sure you're buying at those dips. But yeah, I feel you though. They can be very unforgiving. That's a good one though, because sometimes you'll get a pretty fat dividend. All right, good looks, Maddie. Good looks. Those aren't bad. But yeah, now, but you know, okay, you already knew that they are pretty risky. Facts, got back 1/10 of my investment in 1 month divvy, so after a year should be about... Yeah, exactly. That's the thinking. That is the thinking if you're getting on those good spots. So make sure you're on top of that, but it looks like you're doing a great job. Good shit, though. That one, you really can't just, like, buy and forget. You really got to actively watch those, because those can be pretty crazy. Good looks, though. That's a very, very cool strat. Yeah, Sinful's the one who exposed my mind to that. So all credit to him. I had no idea those existed. He actually put me on as they were entering the market. So whenever they came onto the market, I think it was JPY, APY first, and TSLY. That's when he brought those up. He was ahead of his time on those, though. He really was. Bro saw the future. All right, real quick. I need to clip something from the stream, so I need my headset. And I'm sorry, but I gotta pause the music. How was the music today, though? Maddie said it was pretty good. Did anybody else listen in? The music's not even going anymore. Oh no, there's a silent part in it because there's probably copyrighted music in it. That's awkward. Alright, pausing the music. I guess that makes sense why you don't choose old copyright playlists like I did, because there's going to have that issue. Create highlight video. I'll show you how tedious this shit is. Oh my god, it's already doing it to me. Dude, what the fuck? Okay. There we go. That's what I was trying to do the whole time. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Bro. This is a real feature. I love you too, but holy crap. Okay, you know what? This is what I gotta do. Take out and use these as targets. We're not even gonna be able to do that. This is 624.97. That's this high right here. You could short from here to here. You could. So now look. All right, so zoom in. It's just a gap up fib, but I know exactly what you. It's not that I'm right. It's the templates. I have nothing to do with it. It's genuinely just me relaying out the levels to make it a little bit cleaner. Because sometimes okay, it's like 13 minutes into the market.
It can get a bit messy. So it's always good to kind of remind yourselves, what are we even looking at, you know?
Create highlight video. What am I doing? Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna do this after the stream ends. Holy. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream. I'll post some updates if there's any needed for the overall market, but it doesn't look like we're gonna need to. Looks like it's pretty clear cut right now. We're either headed towards that third fib extension or we lose control of this area and head back down. But overall, guys, thank you for the stream. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for sharing the stream link around. All the cool questions, remarks, comments. Hopefully we can have some more of that energy tomorrow as well. And yeah, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. And I'm going to get that thing cut up. I'll post it and I'll link it in the chat and Twitter and all that crap. So if you guys are interested, I'll repost it. But I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, love you all.